Wow. Good. Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. Could this be taco time? How's everyone doing today? The walk will sleep as well over there? Ooh. It is indeed taco time. Busy? Same. Ohio. Ohio. でもここはオハイオじゃない。日本である。Man. Good morning. That was okay, so when was it? Junior high school. I think it was like, what class was it? Social studies? You know how sometimes you like learn about different countries? I think 1 month was Japan. And they were playing this very old VHS tape for some reason. And then I think one of the things they were doing in the video, it was like almost like those like, what should I say, infomercials, but for Japan. And it was, now that I think back on it, it's so it's so weird. But in the video, they were like, Ohio! And then the other person would be like, Hi! And I think that was so... That was our brain rot back in the day. So everyone for like the entire month was just like, Ohio! And everyone would be like, Hi! Yep. いや、そんなこと言わないんですよね。Yeah, that was very interesting. NHK put out some TV shows to promote tours. Maybe it was one of those. It was like learning about Japanese culture. But the best part about that 1 month of learning about Japan was that at the end, you know how there's usually like pizza parties? But we had a bento party. I was like, oh, bento. But it was the most Americanized bento you could ever find. Complete with spring rolls and California rolls. And teriyaki chicken. America, caw. Anyways, but it was good though. I mean, I do like pizza parties, but I always found pizza parties very greasy. Although I guess that was the best part. What was it? The $1 pizza parties. But I remember, you know, I don't know if I talked about it before, but we weren't like that well off, I guess, when I was in like junior high-ish. I think it got better around high school, but you had to bring in like the extra dollar or something to join in on pizza parties, right? Pizza day. But I couldn't join in. So, oh man, I'm kind of remembering now. Back in the days, everyone would be eating pizzas and I would just be sitting there. I remember now. I couldn't join in on the pizza party. I think I saved up like my allowance though to get it sometimes, but the early days was rough. Also, chat is frozen as usual on the screen. I don't know if it'll fix it, but no, it's still broken. Okay, you guys can just pretend to be there. It's been broken for a while, hasn't it? Anyways, what else? Yeah, and then in the summer there would be like the, I don't know what you guys call it, those frozen tubes of flavored water with food coloring. Otter pops, ice blocks, popsicle. Those tubes that like cut the side of your mouth because it's sharper than you think. Yeah. And then I couldn't join in on that either, and I was just like, ice cream in that one's popsicle. Man, those are the times. But now I can eat all the ice cream I want thanks to you guys. Which I shouldn't do because my stomach hasn't really been cooperating with me the last couple of days. It's because all of a sudden I like don't eat that good food, and then when I do eat good food, I'm just like, oh, delicious. And then I eat too much, and then my stomach's just like, excuse me, I cannot process all this food. And then they stop working. And then I wake up in the middle of the night. And my stomach feels like stone. I'm just like, oh, it hurts. And it's just been like a repeat of that for the last, I don't know, 2 days or so. Yeah, I need to really stick to... This is why... I know Wawa was like, Ina, drink so much liquid. But this is why I just prefer liquid sustenance. With a little bit of solid food, I guess. Yeah. I do need to calm it down a bit. How's the yakking? The thing was... Okay, so... I had a really, really long recording on... Was it Monday? Yeah, on Monday. It was the first time. Usually I end early, like by 2-3 hours. But I knew this one was gonna run like all the way up until the scheduled time. And then we actually ran overtime by like an hour. And I didn't even take that many breaks in between, maybe like 10-15 minutes, because I knew if I took a longer break, I was not gonna go home. Wait, it's not... Oh, it's... I forgot to change it. Why is it free? No wonder it wasn't moving. I was like, why is it suddenly moving again? I have an excuse for why free chat was on there, but you gotta wait. Because there's no other way I would have had free chat on. But nothing happened. Nothing. I was just waiting till you guys realize, okay? Good eye, of course. さすが my Takodachis. Oh man. What are they even talking about? We passed the test, of course, with flying colors. And by colors, I mean purple. Alright, I'm gonna finish this soup. What's your reward? Your life. Yes. How was the challenge Pastina accepted? It was definitely one of the most, if not the most difficult challenge I've taken on. But I hope it turns out okay. And I apologize in advance. You'll see what I mean when the time is right. Future Takodachis shall understand. But it's a fun thing. Did I finish the maid outfit? I have not. I've been working on it little by little, but it's a challenge drawing that many people. I'll try to finish it by the end of the year. Man, my Google Calendar has been so filled up. You know you're busy when you gotta start slotting in sleep into your Google Calendar. I can do it in drawing streams. I can, but the thing is, if I'm drawing so much off screen, drawing on screen too, that's how I literally burnt myself out so fast. A couple years ago. So I'm pacing myself as best as I can. Yeah. Honestly, what I did like a couple years ago was only doable because I had no social life and I didn't have to go outside. It's honestly not healthy. And I've been trying to balance things a lot. So, you know. Yeah. No more sleeping underneath my desk for 30 minutes to try to fit in more work time. think I have a better balance now. It's just because there's just a little more offline studio time that needs to be done. I think. Yeah. Hmm. Mm. Soup so good. Yeah. That's the thing, right? I think, of course, some people would prefer if I focus more on one side than the other. But to me, I am only able to continue doing everything because I take both things very seriously. Mm. Yeah, I don't know. I guess at the end of the day, I'm just going at my own pace. It might even be a selfish choice of me to try to keep both things. But they're both fun and I can't let them both go. Yeah. So as long as I have fun, that's what matters. I don't know. Maybe it is the right mindset, maybe it's not. But at the end of the day, it's kind of working. Yeah. Speaking of which, I should make it clear. There is no birthday live this year. And our birthdays are gonna be a little smaller than usual. But I think I kind of wanted it that way because if you think about it, the prep for birthday live would have started exactly when things were at its peak for Fest and Drawn to Dawn. And I was like, okay, if my birthday was later in the year, if I was born later in the year, it would have been doable, but it would have been really bad, especially since I was sick for the entire April too. I would have been even more stressed. But yeah, I want to take it a little easier birthday, but I don't know. Maybe I'll do a bigger anniversary instead. Who knows? Yeah, it's the thing, right? Where it's like I want to keep. I think that's the lesson I learned after the huge burnout a couple of years ago. Was like I love doing stuff. I love doing performances and lives and stuff, but there comes a point where I am so tired that I really need to rest before I can enjoy it again. So when I was doing prep for Drawn to Dawn and Fest and everything, I was like, yeah. Yeah, it's at a point where I have so much stuff in my brain and I still gotta balance the rest of my life. And so it's okay to take a small break for the birthday and pace myself for the long run, you know? Hmm. Yeah. I feel like I've learned a lot over these years, and I'm glad. I mean, at the same time, if I didn't have those experiences, I wouldn't have learned. So I'm thankful for that. Hmm. But then, yeah, life is so hard because so many different parts of your life want your attention. Like, underneath all of a sudden, it's just like, hey, I'm gonna do this and this. I want family with me. I'm just like, I mean, I wanna be there, but timing isn't really ideal. So I would have to take like a week off for that. And then I will have to, take another week off. Well, technically it's not a full week off because there's the serendipity. But I would be away from streaming situations? Streaming environment, that's what I'm saying. And then family is also like thinking about going on a trip, this and this and this dates. I'm just like, It's like if they want to go for like a 2-week vacation together, I'm just like, the max I can probably do is a week. I don't know. The thought of going outside makes me tired. It's like, as much as I love my family, I'm glad that I moved out because, I don't know, it's because I do try to cater to their needs a lot more than I would to others. It does, and I realized afterwards how it tired me out over so many years. I said I love them. I want to do everything I can for them, but at the end of the day, I'm just exhausted having to always be nice. Yeah, it's like, it's not that I don't care or anything. I've cared a lot. But it's just like, to make them happy, I have to make myself not as happy sometimes. Which is a very funny conversation because I don't really talk to Ananis that often, to be honest. And Ananis, to her friends, she was like, she would say that she has a little sister. And then her friends would be like, but you like don't talk about her that much. Like, are you on bad terms? And she's like, no, it's not that we're on bad terms or anything. It's just odd because we're on very good terms. But she's just different. And then I gave her the reality check. I was like, hey sis, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm probably closer to a little brother than a little sister. And then Mamanis and Papanis were like nodding in agreement. Because my sister is a very normie person, so are her friends. And then, like, her friend's little sister and whatnot, they all go shopping and they all go, do all those girl sibling things. But then I objectively looked at how I reacted, and I was just like, it's not that I don't go out shopping with her. I just don't enjoy it as much. And if I were to choose between going shopping with her or going to, like, I don't know, an arcade with her, I would 100% choose the arcade. Anyways. But she is definitely very much more girly than I am. Very much more normie. And that's why, like, I'm so I guess not really honest, but very blunt when I go shopping with people. It's because, like, for example, I'll go with Ananis who would, like, pick out stuff, and I look at the price tag and I look at the materials and the build of whatever she's holding. I'm just like, I'm not sure if that $100 price tag is worth that flimsy little piece of cloth. And that is how I go shopping with people. Like, I get it if, like, it was a decently made thing that looks like it's gonna survive the washing machine, like, more than a couple times. Like, I would be like, okay, that's probably worth the price tag. But then, sometimes someone picks out a cloth or clothing, a piece of clothing, that looks like it's made out of a sack of rice. You know that really rough cloth? Is it even cloth? It's like really scratchy. It's like woven. I'm just like, you're gonna pay hundreds of dollars for this? And I was just like, no way, man. That's not worth the price. It's not even comfortable. Your neck and your arms are gonna be red from the cloth being scratchy, you know? Like, you want to voluntarily wear a sack of rice? Anyways, sorry I went on a little tangent, but I guess that's what chatting streams are for. My ice cream fund. Because of that, I shall have ice cream after studio today. I deserve ice cream. What kind of ice cream though? I mean, cookie and cream is an obvious choice, but there's some really good ice creams in Japan. Steal some love potion 31. I'm gonna be honest with you. Close your ears, Wobble, if you're ever listening. I don't get the hype behind love potion 31. I know she really likes it. But it's always been like a it exists level for me. For me, if it was from 31, I would have probably have preferred the Popping Rocks one better. The one with the pop rocks in it. That one's yummier. I like the one with the pop rocks. Isn't like Love Potion 31 like the cherry flavor though? Am I remembering it wrong? I forgot what flavor it was. But I guess I was just never like a big fan of like artificial berry flavors that much. Like choco raspberry. Like I think some berries are really hard to like artificial flavor. It has that weird like perfuminess to it. Especially like it's the worst for cherry flavored things. And then it's a little less for raspberry. But I guess strawberry isn't as bad. I think strawberry blended itself well into the artificial flavorings. Because it's so common, right? But the lesser common ones, I think it's a bit funny. It's a bit funny tasting. Yeah. Artificial grape, I think, is also kind of meh. I mean, I don't think it's as bad as the cherries, but it has that sickly sweetness to it. If you know what I mean. Like that, you can smell it's sweet. But the one artificial grape that I don't mind, there's like a certain carbonated water here in Japan, and they have like grape flavor and peach flavor and stuff like that. These two aren't bad because of the flavoring. There is no sweetener, but because of the smell of the grape, it tastes kind of sweet. But it's not sweet, it's just water, which makes it easy for you to drink. And honestly, the flavor of this grape, I'm drinking it right now actually, it's not that bad compared to some of the really artificial. I think the really odd ones is like the green grape flavoring, the shine muscat, I think. It's like the most commonly used grape flavor, artificial one. I think Bae and I also realized this, now that I think about it. When we went to Korea, like a lot of the lobbies of the hotels and stuff, they use that exact same shine muscat grape scent. like it's like the exact same scent. It was like as if they agreed to use that exact scent on all the lobbies and like elevators and stuff. I was like, huh. And it was very, very interesting. I much prefer, yeah, like citrus scents though. Citrus much nicer. But I don't think it lasts as long as like the grape scent. Probably probably why. Never really noticed scents in hotel lobbies. That's the thing. I usually don't as well, except this time because the smell was so prevalent. It was so present. Oh yeah! I saw that you guys started receiving Ninomae Inani's Figma. I heard the box was huge, and I'm just like, that's not the first time it happened. It's not the first time Ina's figure has had a bigger box than others. The box is massive. Sorry, tentacles very big. I think Mani-chan said she had a sample Figma for me, but I was like, please send it back home. I do not have space in Japan. I do not have space in Japan. Is it still available? I'm not sure. Let's check Ami. I assume it is. Not sure. Ninomae Ina. I think it is. And I see it on Ami. New Sun's plushie also available on Ami. I was gonna get it from Ami too, but I was like, oh, I want it ASAP. I think I got it from the Capcom store. Character name New Udra, Hell Flame Octopus. Can I also be Hell Flame Ninomae Hell Flame Inanis? I should call this outfit the Hell Flame outfit. So cool. Ninomae HF Inanis for short. Heavens for you? Or Hell Flame. Oh wow. You see the character named Mofina who looks really similar to you? I did! And isn't the main, like the other character named Cecilia? Coincidence? Are they rivals? Rivals in every universe. Speaking of which, I need to reply to Mani-chan. Speaking of Figma randomly, what happened of the figgies? I have no idea. I finished and handed over the files, but there hasn't been any updates. I'm sure they're working on it, but I don't know. I'm sure when time comes, there will be updates. Ugh. I feel like I was gonna talk about something else, but I forgot. um, how has life been? Overwatch? Oh yeah, I'm gonna play Overwatch with Rainin. Later in the week, in the evening, I think Saturday evening JST. It's been a while. I think a lot has changed. I'll have to install it again. Overwatch 2 is back to being Overwatch. I know, so many things have changed. It's no longer Overwatch 2. It's just Overwatch. And isn't there a Meow Meow? There's Meow Meow on the jetpack. Yeah. Am I gonna do any practice stream? Probably not. I don't think I really need practice for Overwatch. Rainy said it was just a chill stream. It's not a competition. I don't really like playing Overwatch by myself either, so I only really play it as a collab game. Like I don't mind shooters, although like I'm not a good, like a big PvP shooter person. I'm more of a PvE shooter person. Like I don't mind shooting NPCs. PvE, where E stands for everyone. Bee-boo. Bee-boo. I haven't had any Bee-boo head pats in a while. I need my Bee-boo head pats. Oh, Bee-boo, Bee-boo, wherefore art thou, Bee-boo? Let me give them to you. No, no, no. I need to give you head pats. boo, beep boo. Ah, the beep boo. I give myself to you. Ah, I am low on the beep boo. Beeboonium. I don't know what I would call Beeboo. Beeboom. Beeboo site. Which is very interesting because I studied a lot of rocks back in my days. I used to have a pretty nice rock collection too, actually, from me hunting rocks in the wild. But pretty sure my money threw it all out. Collect me. It's right. That's right. I threw out my rock collection because Beep was the only one I need. But man, studying rocks was kind of fun. Only when it was like in the labs though. I didn't like going out to the field. Oh, but one of the rocks I had was really nice specimen of calcite. That was nice. I'm having good flashbacks to school. It was not uncommon to see us licking rocks, although we only licked the rock when we were sure that it wasn't harming us. Can't guarantee. What else? I guess we got to carry around a pretty nice hammer too. I still have that hammer somewhere. In Mama Nishi's house probably. I don't think I brought it to the office. We got to carry around some nice hydrochloric acid. Of course, diluted. Yeah, everyone carried around a bottle of hydrochloric acid, although it was very diluted. What else? But it was fun. I kind of miss it. I used to be able to like... I forget everything now, but like I would look at marble, like a marble countertop, I'll be like... Yep, this fake. Or be like, ah yes, this is like this percent, this mineral, this percent, this mineral, this percent, this mineral. Therefore, it was formed at this kilometer below the earth etc. It's just pretty cool because different locations around the world have different composition of rocks and stuff too. Such geology. But the worst course I had to take, my nightmare, was geophysics, where you would have to look at the noisiest graphs in the world and determine where you will find a certain layer of rock or formation. It is the most... Like, you would be looking at the graph and you would just have question marks all over your brain. Oh. It's not like you're thinking about like locations as in like on the map. No. We're saying location straight into the earth. The other, not the plane, but into the earth, and you have to locate what layer at what depth of the earth you will find a certain type of rock by looking at how the signals penetrate that rock, because different rock will penetrate different lengths of, I don't know, I forget. Explain in Minecraft. So they drill a 1 block. You dig down. This drill digs down 1 block deep all the way down to how many long depths, and they send, I don't know, some kind of waves. I forget, and it gives you seismic waves. And then you bring that graph and you get to look at how the graph reacts, or how far the seismic waves go, to determine where that exact 1 block layer of coal is. And then you do that another few hundred, I don't know, a few thousand blocks away, or 100 blocks away, and you repeat the same process, and then you find that one block of coal again, and then you go another 100 blocks, and you try to find that coal again, and then when you line up the heights of where you find that coal bed, you'll be able to map out the cross section of how the ground looks like underneath by interpretation. Oh, maybe we should use some Microsoft Paint here. Alright, time for some geology lesson, guys. Where is my Microsoft Paint window? I don't have one, okay. MS Paint. Okay, hold on. I need to... There's like a good example I can work up of. I don't see any of the noisy ones. I mean, Kind of. Okay, so him. How's this? Okay, so the graphs would look something like and this is like the depth. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, either side. And then this is like the depth. And then you would have to find where's colors. That let's say, oh, this little bit right here, this little red bit here, let's say this is like 500 meters or something. This is the signature pattern you see when you hit the coal bed. And then you would move, like if this is the ground, you would move like, I don't know how many 100 meters. You also see a graph like this. And then you would find that same little pattern, let's say 550 meters. And then because you don't have data between, say, person A, person B, you don't have the information in between this area. So you would guess that this specific coal bed would go like, and that's how the cross section of that rock area would look like. It's like assuming. The more data you have in between here, the more easier you can kind of guess the in between. But then the interesting thing happens when you see a certain pattern. Like you have more data in between, right? But then where's the eraser? There's no eraser. What happened to Microsoft Paint? Tools. Ah, eraser, okay. The interesting thing happens when there's sometimes stuff like right? And then you realize, wait a minute, there's like this cool here and that cool here. There's something, and then you have to guess. you have to do more stuff. It's like, hey, what happened here? Is there two holes? What happened? And then if you look at some of the other rock formations, then you realize, oh, there must have been a fault here or something that caused, I don't know, the rock to like move up and whatnot. I didn't draw it properly, but that's how you determine how there were possibly like earthquakes or different faults and stuff. And the rocks go all over the place. But you had to do all that with the limited amount of information you had. And that was just and looking and analyzing these graphs was what geophysics was about, from what I remember. There were times we had to like go out into the field and like go observe rocks on different outcrops, and then you had to map the rock formations from above, make a map on your own. It was a lot of stuff, a lot of science stuff. It was interesting, but it wasn't what I really wanted to do. So, I learned a lot about it, but it's a very specialized field, I feel. It is pretty cool. Now that I actually look back. And then there's also you used a similar method to find liquid layers and stuff, and you would map out where the water flows underground, or you would find oil and stuff. It's pretty cool. You could be the first VTuber that prospects for oil for a petrochem company. I mean, it probably would have been what I would have gone into if I didn't have art to fall to. I've had, let's just say, I've had interviews and stuff for said companies, but it's just I never really went through with it or was passionate enough, because I just knew I could never imagine myself working in a environment like that. I think I had the brains for it, but just not the social skills for it, to be honest. I mean, if anything, I would probably have gone to grad school if I were to continue in that field, because one of the subjects I really liked was mineralogy, where you got to stare at really thin slides of rocks through a microscope, and then you got to analyze the rocks, and they're pretty cool, and it's kind of pretty. But I don't know. I don't think I could have lasted any more years in school. I needed to escape. But you're in a social job, are you not? But not in an office setting. That's the thing. And with more, should I say, more professional knowledge in the mathematics and sciences, I think being in an office setting plus sciences and maths is very stressful. Office social and the streaming social are very different. Yeah, so if anything, I would have probably ended up in a laboratory somewhere, I assume, if I didn't have anything else I wanted to do, but I don't know. I guess I just had a hunch that somehow it was gonna work out with me and art. I just had a hunch. Yeah. I could have been Dr. Oopsie, but Dr. Oopsie is more of a chemistry professional. watch Dr. Oopsie be like a, I don't know, be like a PhD in something else. Geochemistry was kind of fun because it was kind of related to mineralogy. I liked everything that like I could do stuff in the lab, but I didn't like anything that had to do with graphs, like geophysics, or going outside like the field work. And I knew I wasn't meant for the medical industry because I hated memorizing things. I did like chemistry, like doing the chemistry lab stuff, like extracting caffeine out of a bag of tea. Those are not too bad. Physics, I think I liked physics in high school, but I didn't like physics in university because physics, I think it was just my physics professor that I really, really, really disliked. I still remember to this day, I don't remember her name, but she literally would just, I don't know. She was the one professor where I was like, it is so true that not all professors are good teachers. Like, they may be a good researcher, but as a teacher, no. Because literally all she did was write down formulas on the chalkboard for all her lectures. And that's all she did. No mention of how to apply those said formulas. Just writing the formulas down. That was it. It's like I would have appreciated if you taught me how to use those formulas. That'd be nice if I know how to use them, you know. But no explanation. Just writing down formula on board. That's it. You figure it out on your own. Man. And I knew physics could be fun because my high school physics teacher, my goodness, my high school physics teacher, how do I explain it? He was the most quirkiest, sarcastic teacher ever, but he was like a really fun teacher, if you know what I mean. Like, what's like a... what's that Star Trek character? Spock! Yes! My high school physics teacher, to me in my brain, is kind of like Spock. I think he looks pretty similar too. But he was a good teacher. Could it be the pointed ears? Was I on the Enterprise? I don't know, but I still remember having so much fun in physics class because I guess like our school was like an AP school, so all the kids who took AP were basically in all the classes together. We were all good friends, and then like the physics teacher was really chill with us. And then it was in that exact class where I forgot to turn off the I like turned my phone to silent, and my phone rang, and my bell tone was a burn my dread. I still remember now. Ah, I remember. Anyways, and then I think like on our last day of physics class, or one of the last days before our exams, I guess, like we had like a little, not really a tournament, but it's kind of like a Easter egg hunt, but with physics questions. The teacher would hide like physics problems all over the school, and you had to go find the next problem and stuff. And then at the very end, you would get, I don't know, I think it was chocolate. Yeah. And of course, another gold trophy for Ninomae Inanis of the past. It's like a normal tournament, whatever. But normal tournament with chocolate on the line. Chocolate, you say? Chocolate, you say? Lock in, partner. Because I think we were in like a group of 2. I was like, partner, we must get that chocolate. That was fun. Man, so many good memories from high school. Yeah. And then I got all my baking skills from high school as well. Because we had like this thing called the catering club. Probably talked about this before. We got to... It wasn't a class, it was like an extracurricular club. And then we would be in charge of making like all the... Because like when the school had events, right? Like teacher parent conference or I don't know, some event, you would have to have some food for the guests. We were in charge of making all the cookies and brownies and stuff for those events. So it was like an extracurricular club that would come together once a while to make these things. That's where I learned how to bake and make desserts. So I may not be the best cook, but I have a little more confidence in baking because of that. And then I think my high school was just really interesting because they also had like woodworking as one of the extra optional classes. And they also had like, I forgot what it was called, but they also had like architectural design and stuff, which I also did take. I didn't take the woodworking one because I was scared of the sauce, but I took the architectural design, and like you got to work with AutoCAD and design houses and stuff. Yeah. It was pretty cool. I think it was because of that class. Originally, I wanted to go to architecture school. I actually got through like the first set of interviews. It was like a pretty well-known architectural department in a prestigious school, I guess. But I had to like fly over to attend like the second set of interviews. Except I also kind of knew that I didn't really see myself in the architecture field. So like the first set of interviews was fine, except like I had to bring in like a portfolio. And honestly, you would bring a portfolio that would be fitting for an architecture school, right? But my portfolio was closer to an art school portfolio than an architecture one, so yeah. Mama niece was probably not too happy, but part of me also didn't want to break bank to attend this expensive school knowing that I probably won't enjoy it. Although I got curious. I didn't tell Mama niece and Papa niece until it happened, but I got curious. I was like, could I get into art school? I was like, I'm curious. Could I get into art school? So on one of those open house, like bring your portfolio days, this is like grade 12, I guess. And then so I just went, brought, I didn't even have like a proper portfolio either. I just printed out whatever I drew and I went. They were like, oh. And of course, luckily I didn't have to worry about grades into getting into art school, but yeah. I got accepted, but I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go. Because even then, I think I was at a mindset of I'm probably gonna have art as a hobby and then have a different job. You know, at the end of the day, my parents were helping pay the tuition, most of it. So I at least wanted to find the acceptable middle ground, you know? Because I think at the end of the day, my parents were just like, you know, whatever you end up doing in life, you at least need a university degree. And then you can do whatever. Except, I guess that degree would have to be something that I could technically make a living off of. If, you know, whatever else didn't work out. I don't know. I think that was good. I at least finished, you know? I didn't, you know, switch majors in school. I thought about it. I thought hard about it because I was so tired of university by like the third year that my grades kind of plummeted. I thought really hard about changing majors. But at that point, I was like on the second semester of my third year, and I was just like, you know what? I'll just take it a little easier and maybe do like half a semester longer to finish my degree. But let's not switch majors when I'm like basically at the finish line. Because like I had so many friends like from high school that went into like software engineering and computer sciences. I was like, you know, maybe I'll have more fun in computer sciences, software engineering. But maybe it's for the better that I didn't switch majors. Although I did take one comp sci class. It was pretty fun. I learned a bit of Python. I forgot about it now. I forget it all now, but I was thinking how cool it was with a bunch of letters and phrases. You can make things. That was pretty cool. Yeah. Although I did take more Japanese classes than I thought, and I was pretty close to a minor in Japanese. But it was kind of sad because the first Japanese professor I had, she was the nicest but strict professor, but yeah. She wasn't around by the time I even considered taking higher level Japanese, so you could get one remote now, probably. I don't think I need to waste money on taking college Japanese classes just for a degree. If anything, I should probably study more for the JLPT than try to get a college degree or university Japanese minor degree. Because I don't even know where the graduation certificate is from my university. I don't know, maybe it's at Mama Nis's place. Mama Nis probably has it, I think. I don't think I really need it though. It's like, I don't know. What I do is so far away from what I've studied. I guess I'm very lucky that I never really needed it. You got your second degree diploma in today's cybersecurity and information technology networking. Cybersecurity. Do you stop the hacker mans? Cybersecurity. That sounds so cool. Kinda? Wow. He is the hacker mans. The hacker man. Second degree. Although I've like considered going to school for like animation and stuff though, because there's only so much you can learn on your own. But I feel like I can't at the moment. It's a little difficult. Man. Yeah. So the best I can do is honestly just practice on my own until, you know, I don't know, opportunity arises. I want to learn 3D animation too. Except, I don't know. I don't know what hoops I have to jump through to let management have my own data. There were they're so... Because I sometimes wanted to practice with my own model. But I heard there's like... They're very strict about who can have the models and stuff. So maybe, but the small Ina models are available, right? Myth does have I don't think I have an MMD because I never really asked for one. And then they would be like, they would have to go through this and this and this and this processes, and then it'll take this many years. I don't know. You have to ask for it? Yeah. I mean, it is company property. It is property. Company property, technically. You know what? I'm just gonna make my own. Because I can. I mean, I think my Blender skill improved over the last couple of years. I still can't... I'll be honest with you. I still have a long way to go. Like, I'm not good at texturing stuff. People think I textured the rock, but no. The rock model came with the texture. with the reply I sent to Cecilia. But I did make the chalk, which is literally just a scaled down cylinder with white on it, and the nail. The nail I made, it's pretty simple though. You just take a cylinder and then you make the nail. But it got to the point where I can make relatively the amount of detail needed for my use. It's just, I think it'd be nice if I could do a little more too. So I've been doing a little bit here and there whenever I can. Did I consider using Beeple? I was, but that means I had to go find the MMD, download it, load it onto Blender. When for the rock, I can just drag it into the scene and it's there. You know, it was high effort, but not that high effort, okay? No, I know how to import MMD models to Blender. It's just extra steps I have to go to find Bibu's MMD and actually load it into Blender when I already have a built-in plugin for dragging in a model of a rock. You know, it takes 2 seconds versus 2 minutes. And like the nail is literally modeled in like 30 seconds, you know? If you squint hard enough, it actually turns into people. You just gotta use that side of your brain. It's like you turn RTX on, okay? You just gotta turn RTX off in your brain. Only those with pure hearts can see the people in the image. Someone make the equivalent and do the Spider-Man meme with the glasses. And someone in the comments was like, Ina, why is your blender window so small? What is this? Did it not occur to you that I resized my blender window so it would look nicely on Twitter post? That was the effort I put into making this comment look great. All that effort just to make the post look great. Big effort put into it. I'm glad you guys got the joke though. Part of me was like, you know, I wonder if people will get it. Will people realize it's Blender? But you did. Glad. Will it Blender? Anyways, I do have to start getting ready soon. But I'm still in my jammies right now. I literally woke up and turned on stream. But today and tomorrow are long studio days again. Then, yeah, more streams near the weekend-ish, probably. Maybe I will play a game with raising a blonde-haired daughter. But we'll see. But yes, anyways, thank you guys for chilling with me. Pretty nice chatting stream, very relaxing. Anyways, thank you. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the morning, afternoon, evening. I'll see you guys next stream. Might end up being near the weekend-ish. We'll see. Anyway, thank you. Until next time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Wow.